Yes. Wisdom, can you mute your microphone? Even I was not able to log in. I was having some net issues. Yes. We don't have any session last session. Fine. Yeah. Any more? Right. See, how to create chaos only we have just completed, right? And which anyhow, okay. Remaining all just information purpose. I told you all this. What are the different tables and all? I've just given for with respect to interview perspective. I've just given that. These are all the different tables. These are all different master tables which are generated by the system. Try to go through this information. Definitely people are going to ask you in the interview. Right, and in this, we were just creating some characters and key figures. And I just want to go with, I think, attributes I'm supposed to discuss. 1 second. I think there are some long running jobs. No? Then. Hello? Yeah, Wisdom. You have a question, just ask me. You're using headset or inbuilt microphone, Wisdom? Are you using an inbuilt microphone or you're using some headset? I can hear you, but it's giving some echo when you're trying to speak. Yeah, what's your question? Just type a message. Drop a message. Can you just drop a message, Wisdom? So we are just going for info objects, and what's your info area? Is it US or? What's your info area, Ben? This is ours, right? Or somebody else? Wait, this is our info area, right? What is our price for this field? Yeah, then so we are using this. So, what is that? Always you want to repeat once? Okay. Okay, so you right click on your on Friday session you mean to ask or Friday session, okay. So I was just talking about different tabs and characteristics. So as part of if you can look over here, just give a double click on employee ID. There are many tabs, like general tab, you can see tags, master data, text, hierarchy, attributes. So in the general tab we have just seen data type and length. When I was talking to you lowercase letters, by default SAP BW system doesn't allow data with lowercase letters. But still if you want to load, you can enable that flag, but due to performance reasons we don't enable that flag. So instead of enabling that, we can write a formula routine which can convert that lowercase into uppercase. Right. Then the next tab I was talking to you, what is this? Next. Right. What is BAX? BAX is the BA platform. That is the BA platform delivered by SAP. And these are the two important properties. One is display, second one authorization. One is display, second one authorization. So first one I was talking to you, the display property. What is the display? How you want to display a CAD in the report, that's what it is. Do you want to display as key? Do you want to display as text? Text is description, key is record value. Like material ID M11 is the key value, for this the description is desktop, hard disk, right. Getting the point? Right. Next one. I told you authorization just to maintain your data security. Any questions here? Right. Then I was talking to you this master data tab. This is the tab I was talking to you. Right. And I told you the master data is divided in terms of attribute, text and hierarchy. In attributes there are different kinds of attributes. One is display, second one navigation. So display and navigational, what is the difference? I'm going to talk to you. What is the difference between display attributes and navigational attributes? Right. And see, I told you the master data is divided in terms of time independent master data, time dependent master data. Anybody? What is that? Time independent and time dependent? What is time independent master data? So it is constant irrespective of the time. Right? Employee name, date of birth. Next one. Time dependent master data. What is that? Over a period of time if the data keeps on changing, known as time dependent master. Like designation, salary, product price, like this. Right. And see, whenever you are creating cache in our schema, what is our objective? You want to design the schema. In the schema, these are the tables generated by the system. That's what I was telling you. What are those tables? SIDs as well as master tables, that is attribute, text and hierarchy tables. Any question over there? And I told you there are two types of objects. One is SAP delivered, second one customer created. If it is SAP delivered, every table is prefixed with /BI0. If it is customer created, every table is prefixed with /BAC. /BA0 and /BAC. And these are the different tables. P table, Q table, X table, Y table. So these are the different tables formats. Table formats you can say. /BAC with respect to customer. P, Q, X, Y and follow the technical name. And in each table, if it is P table, time independent. If it is Q table, time dependent attribute. X and Y, they are related to navigation attribute. One is independent, the other one is dependent. Next one, S table. What is that? Surrogate ID. Getting my point? Right. So next one, M is view of master tables. T is text table. related to hierarchy, HIJK tables. So anything we need to explain here? Yeah, anything? Not then, I didn't get you. Yeah, I can hear you, but yes. I can hear you are speaking something, but I don't know what is that you are trying to say. Yes, try to tell me. Yes, sir. Just try to post a chat. When you are trying to speak, it's giving a lot of echo, which I could not get it. What is that you are trying to say? Yes, I told you, no? These are all interview questions. You have to memorize. You have to memorize all these things. Yeah. Right. Any more? So now I'm just going for the next tab, that is attributes tab. Just talking about attribute. Attribute, what is an attribute? Attribute is the additional column or information. And I told you all these are the different types of attributes: display, navigational, transitive, and compounding. As of now, we are going to concentrate on display and navigational. Display and navigational attributes we are going to concentrate. Let me tell you this. See, why we are designing all these attributes? They're all used in your reporting, first of all. And all these attributes, they are different with respect to their reporting behavior. All these attributes, they are different with respect to their reporting behaviors. Right. So what are the reporting relevant features of attributes? Reporting relevant features of attributes. First, let me explain you what are the reporting relevant features, then I'll talk to you all the attributes. First one, drill down. Second one, drill across. Next one, restriction. So these are the different reporting relevant features of attributes: drill down, drill across, restriction. So first one I'm talking about drill down. First one I'm talking about drill down. What is this drill down? Using this we can go a level down. We can go a level down, which is going to gives you row wise. It's going to give you row wise detailed information. It's going to give you row wise detailed information. Drill down will give you row wise detailed information. Like, let's say for example, from country US I'm drilling down, which is going to give you region wise, central as well as eastern. Right, if I go with one more drill down, I can get sales office wise, let's say A and B. If it is eastern, C and D. So drill down will give you always row wise detailed information. Next one, drill across, gives you column wise detailed information. Like, let's say for example, if I go on Callierman, I've got Callierman. If I apply drill across in column 1, it's going to give you, let's say, 01988. In column 2, streaming 0298, 0398, 0498. Column wise information, where we can go by comparison between different columns. Drill down is row wise, drill across is column wise. Any questions? Next one, I'm talking about restriction. Using this, we can control the output of the query. Using this, we can control the output of the query, and there are two types of restrictions. There are two types of restrictions. One is inclusion, second one exclusion. Inclusion is going to display only included value. In this place, only included value. Like let's say for example, I got many values in country, like you got US, Canada, Germany, like this. Out of this, I just want to display only US state. So here you can just go on with inclusion. Next one I'm talking about exclusion. Except US remaining countries, I want to display. Except US, I want to display remaining countries data. That's where you can just go on exclusion. So drill down row wise, drill across column wise, restriction is filtering the output of the query. Now we will come back to our attributes. I was talking to you some attributes. So first one I'm talking about display attributes. Talking about display attributes. Using this, we can display the data just for display purpose only. Data, but we cannot apply any drill down, any drill across, any restriction on this display attribute. Just use it for display purpose. Let's say for employee ID, I want to create employee address and phone number as display attributes. Just for display purpose. Additional columns just for display purpose. So let me show you how to maintain. I just want to show you how to maintain this. Right click, go with change. Right click on the CAD, go with change. So this is not ours. So right click on the CAD, go with change. Now go to your attribute tab. So if you give a double click, default it is going to be in display mode. I have to go to change mode. So now, say we are in attribute tab, we have to maintain required attributes. Employee address. So you can create attribute one by one, you can create all the attributes at once. Let me show you how to create one by one. So just create. So the attribute can be a char like employee address. It can be a key figure like salary. It can be a unit referencing like in which currency the salaries are paid. The attribute can be a char. It can be a key figure. It can be a referencing object. Now click on continue. Just going by employee address, date type char, length of 25 digits. Just going by some 25 digits. And address itself is an attribute. Further attributes I don't want to maintain. If you select this, system is going to generate additional tables. Why to generate unnecessary tables? So I'm just removing this since itself is an attribute. Right. Just click on continue. So you can see here it is inactive. Since it is not yet activated, the type of attribute is display, and default it is independent. If you want to make it as time dependent, you have to enable this flag. Default it is time independent. To go with anything dependency, you have to enable this flag. The system is going to add up some additional columns during data loading, like date from and date to, like from which date to which date, what is the designation or what is the address, like that. Click on activate. So I can see activate dependent info objects. Click on continue. Hello? Yes, wisdom? How do you know this is? Default it is time independent. If you want to make it as dependent, you have to enable this flag. By default, the attribute is created as independent. Default it is. And if you want to make it as dependent, you have to select this flag. I'll just repeat it. And I told you to which table it is inserted. Time independent attribute table. What is your time independent attribute table? What is this? P table, no? If you want to check, you can see. What is this? This is P table. Give a double click on the table. So employee ID followed by employee address. So it is inserted to that table. And similarly, I'll just create one more. Phone number will just go with create attribute. So attribute again char only. Continue. Data type num_c, length of some 10 digits, and you can remove these flags unnecessary. Click on continue. You can see display and independent. Click on activate the dependent objects. So now you can see that it is activated. So the same way, if you want to maintain one more, right click, go with change. So attribute tab you have to go on. So just give the name of the attribute, product name. So create attribute as char, create attribute as key figure, create attribute as units. You can just go by product name. Data type char, length of some 20 digits. Go with continue, click on activate dependent information. I'll show you. See, if it is display attribute, remove the checkbox. If it is navigation attribute, normally needs to continue. Right. So this is how you need to create display attributes. I'm just going for next one, navigational attribute. Hello? Is done? Can you drop a message? Ben's question. So see, when you are going to select that, deselect these flags. When you are going to select the flags, these flags it is. So when it is a display attribute, normally we deselect them. If it is navigational attribute, we can select them. If I select unnecessary table, it is generating. You can see that. Right? Right. So now I'm just going for next one, navigational attribute. See, using this, we can display the data. Using this, we can display the data and we can apply, drill down, drill across, and restriction also. Using this, we can apply the drill down, drill across, restriction also. Using navigation attribute, we can display the data as well as we can apply drill down, drill across, restriction also. But see, for navigational attribute, system is generating For navigational attribute, system generates additional table. X if it is independent, Y table. The data, see what is this X and Y table? SID tables of navigational attribute. The SIDs are copied from some other table. That is your SID table of navigational attribute. So I'm talking about navigational attribute. So which is going to give you additional features like this. And for this navigation attribute, system is going to generate one additional table if it is independent X, dependent Y. So because of these tables, because of additional tables, because of these tables, the loading performance is degraded. Keep in mind. Any questions? The loading performance is degraded because of this X or Y table. Let me show you for product ID. I want to maintain product group as navigation attribute. So product ID reduces. It's going to reduce your loading performance. Right. So for product ID, I just want to maintain product group as navigation attribute. Right click, change. And you can see that attribute. You can see that attributes and you can just give the attribute name. So I'm just creating product group as navigational attribute. I'm just trying to create a new attribute. Right. Just give the name of the attribute. Then click on create attribute. So attribute as char once again. Continue. Go by the descriptions. You can just maintain data type, char, length of some 10 digits, and if you want to maintain as navigational attribute, you have to deselect this flag. If this flag is selected, it is going to be only display attribute. If this flag is selected, it's going to be only display attribute. But I want to make it as navigational attribute, so you have to deselect the flag and click on continue. But still it is display only. You can see here, if you want to switch on the behavior, just click on this icon. Now it is turned on to navigational attribute, on and off. You can see this. And you have to give the description for navigational attribute once again. Instead of maintaining one more description, so here you have to maintain the description. So instead of maintaining this, you can just give the flag which is going to be automatically copying the description. So just anything, go with activate. Activate dependent and form this. Attributes are dependent. So this is a warning we can see here. I told you it's going to reduce your loading performance. That's what the warning you can see here. If you want to go through the help, go through the help later. Just continue. And instead of warnings, I want to activate. So we are going to generate some additional tables for you. So it says it is activated. If you want to check, you can check the table. What is this table? Double click on this. What is this? Surrogate ID and product ID. This surrogate ID related to your characteristic. Product ID is your char. For this is a surrogate ID. The characteristic surrogate ID. And this is the surrogate ID of your navigation attribute. So these surrogate IDs are copied from your product group tables. This is going to cause your loading performance. These surrogate IDs, they are copied from your product group. So it is a navigational attribute. So because of this additional table, it reduces your loading performance. Keep in mind blindly. So this is how you need to create a navigation attribute. Quickly I'll repeat. I'll just repeat quickly. For now, what is that I'll do? Earlier I was creating a new attribute. Earlier I was creating a new attribute. Now in this case, I just want to go with for sales organization, I want to maintain sales region as navigation attribute. Existing as attribute you can maintain. You can maintain existing characteristic as navigational attribute. So I'm just going by sales arc, right click change. Go to attribute tab. You can just give the name of the attribute. So say technical name you dimension, just press enter. I think it's different. Okay. Just press enter. Since it is already available, it says active, but default it is display. You can switch on. Now it is turned on to navigational attribute. Display attribute, navigational attribute. Select the text of the char flag. Click on activate. So the performance column, still I want to continue. So this is how you need to go on. See. Any questions? Any questions, anybody? Right. Now I'll just go on with remaining attributes. Transitive attributes. Transitive attribute. What is this? It is attribute on attribute. So for characteristic, we are maintaining the attribute. On this attribute, if I maintain one more attribute, that is transitive attribute. Right. See, people are asking in the interview, that's why I'm just telling you. Right. So for product ID, we have got some attribute. This is product ID, for which we got some attributes like product group. On product group, we have, if we maintain one more attribute, let's say group manager, this attribute is transitive. So this is char. This is char, for which I have given one attribute. Let's say this is a navigation attribute. So on this attribute, if I maintain one more attribute, this attribute is known as transitive attribute. So people are asking in the interview, that is the reason why I am telling you. So what is this transitive attributes? Just for display purpose only, they are allowed. So if you want to maintain, you can just see. So sales, so for sales organization, we have taken sales region as attribute, that is navigation attribute. See, on this, if I maintain one attribute here, this is like regional manager. This attribute is known as transitive attributes. That attribute is known as transitive attributes. That's where transitive attributes. Next one, you got something called compounding attributes. I just want to go by compounding attribute. You must have heard of composite. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yes, that will be getting in the stack. As per that, we have to design that. Mandatory. Anything else? Yes. The very first time I need to design the schema. Yes. First data model, then check the data, then upload the data, check the data, then transport. Any more? Right. So I'm talking about compounding attribute. So there is something called composite keys. So let's say the BA system. BA system. If at all, if composite keys need to be designed, the compounding attribute is used. Compounding attribute is used. Right. So what is this compounding attribute? It is a superior info object. It is a superior info object must be defined to define composite keys. So let's say for example I got employee ID, I got department ID, and I got let's say employee name. I got employee 100, department let's say for example A, and the name is let's say for example from X. Again I got employee 100, but the department is B, name is Y. See here, if I don't have department ID, I'm going to have two employees, that is 100 and 100, but I cannot differentiate. So unless it is combined with a composite key, the information is going to be meaningless. So this composite means this superior object is treated as compounding attribute. So it is used in case of composite key relations, and the superior object is treated as compounding attribute. So in this case, department ID. Most of the time in BA-based system, we are going to use a zero source system as compounding attribute. If you are getting same data from multiple source systems, we are going to make use zero source system as compounding attribute. So this is where we are supposed to make up that. So here you have to give that technical name. So that's what your compounding attributes. This, what is this? Yeah. Right. And see, there are two types of key figures. This is also one important point. There are two types of key figures. One is cumulative key figures. Second one, non-cumulative key figures. Cumulative key figures, non-cumulative key figures. Both are different with respect to their aggregational property. Generally, cumulative key figures aggregation is going to be summations, like sales, revenue, cost, like this. Sales, revenue, cost, like this. Non-cumulative key figures aggregation is known as exceptional aggregation. Non-cumulative key figures aggregation is known as exceptional aggregation. Like, see, they are aggregated with respect to a time. Like, let's say opening stock. What is that? First value. Closing stock. What is that? Last value. Right? So these are the two types of key figures, cumulative as well as non-cumulative key figures. Any questions? For we are creating char, right? For char we are creating attribute. Yes or not? So an attribute, if I maintain one more attribute, this is, let me see, what is this? product ID. So where we are in attribute. What is this? Product group. This is the attribute of product ID. Give a double click on this. What is this now? If you maintain one attribute here, this attribute is transfer attribute, like group manager. That's it. So this is all about your different tabs. So I'll continue tomorrow in InfoCube concepts. Yes.